They say love isn't found in gold, but in the warmth of a heart that sees you without a crown. They say sometimes, to truly find what's real, you must first lose everything that hides you from the truth. And maybe that's why Jordan Cole, one of the youngest billionaires in Atlanta, walked away from his world of noise, flashing lights, and empty smiles, to find something that couldn't be bought with all the money in the world. Jordan was only 31, but he had built an empire that newspapers called the miracle of modern business. He owned tech companies, real estate, and investments across continents. His name opened doors. His suits were tailored in Italy. His cars were worth more than most people's homes. Yet at night, in his glass-walled penthouse overlooking the city, he often sat by the window, sipping black coffee and staring into the skyline, wondering why he still felt empty. Success had come early, but peace had never stayed long. He had been in relationships, yes, women drawn by charm, fame, or curiosity, but somehow every smile faded when they realized they loved the billionaire, not the man. They loved his world, not his heart. One night, after a charity gala where people praised him but never truly saw him, he took off his bow tie, loosened his shirt, and whispered to himself, "I'm tired of being loved for my reflection." That was when the idea struck, to disappear for a while, to live among ordinary people, to see what love felt like when money wasn't part of the story. So Jordan called his trusted driver and said, "For a few months, I don't want to be Jordan Cole, the billionaire. I want to be just Jay, a regular guy, trying to make ends meet." He left his mansion under the care of his assistant, packed a small duffel bag with plain clothes, an old pair of sneakers, and a few $100s, and drove out to a quiet neighborhood on the outskirts of Atlanta. He rented a modest room above a local grocery store and began a life where nobody knew his name. At first, it felt strange, waking up to the hum of the street below, standing in line for breakfast, taking the bus. But slowly, he began to see beauty in the ordinary. People laughed freely here. Strangers greeted one another. And no one cared who you were, only how you treated them. One rainy afternoon, while looking for part-time work to blend in, he stumbled into a small diner named Maya's Place. The smell of coffee and fresh waffles filled the air, and behind the counter was a young woman with a tired smile but eyes that could light up a room. Her name was Aaliyah. She wasn't dressed in glamour, just a simple uniform and an apron with flower stains, but there was something about her, something real and unpretentious, something that made him forget where he came from. She noticed his wet hair and offered him a towel with a grin. "You look like the rain picked you for a fight," she said playfully. He laughed, genuinely laughed, for the first time in weeks. He sat down, ordered a simple meal, and they talked.